Jokes and Strokes for Folks Comedy Music Networking is a monthly event on the second Saturday of every month hosted at EMP Studios in Fort Worth that includes you in the show. Be a part of a Studio TV VIP experience as there are 50 VIP studio audience tickets available and it is BYOB. From 7 to 8:30 p.m. we invite you to come out and get to know the crew before the show. The show goes live at 8:30 p.m. and we have a great lineup of comics every month. From 10 p.m. to midnight, we have a featured musical performance artist spotlight that changes each month. A portion of the proceeds go to the following nonprofits. 20% goes to the North Texas Warrior Golf Association and their mission of zero veteran suicides, and 20% goes to the Texas State Songwriters Association, supporting artist development. We hope you come out to enjoy a night of music and comedy at Jokes and Strokes for Folks. Ticket information can be found at jokesandstrokes.com.
We are so excited to be here today. We have a lot going on here at EMP Studios. We have teenagers in the other room recording their first track. We have country music news sitting next to me here on the couch with Joey Green's dog. We had to get special permission for that one, so don't bring your pets, but you can bring your kids if you don't mind them listening to comedy. The comedy show starts at 8:30. We run till 10, and then these musical acts will be performing again, so grab whoever you want to. Our shows are free or by donation. Where's Joey Green playing at tonight?
Bedford Ice House.
Bedford Ice House. If y'all don't feel like coming here, you can go down there and tell him you heard about his dog and wanted to check him out, because that dog's actually going to be there later too. We have Nick Morgan hanging out on the stage with us today. When was the last time you got out and performed? Because I know that we've been talking about you maybe stopping at a show for a while. Have you been out performing? Are you just getting back out into it? You just said.
Yeah, I just started getting back into it about 6 or 8 years ago again. I played extensively whenever I was in college at Texas Tech. But right now I do a monthly song swap with Terry Knight down in Abilene, Texas at Crane's Craft Barbecue. That's really my only regular gig right now. We played Brontoberfest in Bronx, Texas. About 12 times a year is what I've been doing. So not a lot. I've still got kids in school, but we're getting back into it.
If you guys don't know who Terry Knight is, she's actually on our list for upcoming Monday Night Live interviews for Artist Deep Dives. So you'll be hearing a lot more about that. How long have you been performing then as a songwriter?
Oh, I've been writing songs and singing in front of people since I was, I guess 24 years now, since I was 19 years old. I started in college, a typical story, girl broke my heart, and all of a sudden I went from playing guitar in my bedroom to playing guitar in bars. So
guitars and bars.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that, how it seems like how you either have to listen to Christian music at church or you're listening to regular music at a bar somewhere. And
Yep.
And even if you get blessed with the opportunity to listen to regular music and it's not at a bar, it's at a park, and it's probably still got alcohol involved in it.
Good chance.
So what inspired you? Well, you told us what inspired you. Who do you think influenced your style as a songwriter?
Oh, man, I'm not even sure I can tell you off the top of my head. I grew up liking everybody from Chris Ledoux, George Strait, Guy Clark. I mean, all of the standards back in the old days. But whenever I heard Mike McClure and the Great Divide, probably the first time whenever I was 15 years old, 16 years old, I'd never heard people writing songs like that before. And all of a sudden it was something a lot more realistic, I guess. It was a lot more, it hit a lot closer to home, kind of where I grew up, whenever I hear stuff like Yesterday Road and Wile E. Coyote and stuff like that. Yeah, for a kid from West Texas, it was something really cool to hear.
So how far did you drive to get here tonight?
About 200 miles.
200. I thought you were going to say about 2 hours. That's about right. A little bit longer than.
Depends on how you drive, but yeah.
Well, let's hear one of your favorite songs that you wrote.
Okay, one of my favorites. Well, this one I wrote in college. It's a little outdated, but it's a good party song, and it's always a crowd favorite. It's called My Country Home. It was Sunday evenings on Granddaddy's farm, sitting on the front porch and looking at the stars. about religion, that was an old time. Small town politics, old watermelon fresh off the vine. Take me back to the wide open space. Take me back to my hiding place. Good friends, family, where I'll never be alone. Take me back to my country home. Before my graduation, my summer in the sun, all we had to worry about was living and having fun. Go out to the pasture, get drunk and carry on. Lose the innocence to the ones we love, to an old George Strait song. Take me back to a wide open space. Take me back to my hiding place. Good friends, family, where I'll never be alone. Take me back to my country home. Now I'm in the city, working on my education, reaching for the stars and needing a long vacation. Packing up my clothes, some cold beer and my guitar. Keep your deadlines of traffic jams, I'm going back to the farm. I'm going back to wide open space. Well, I'm going back to my hiding place. Good friends and family, where I'll never be alone. I'm going back to my country home. Said I'm going back to my country home, yeah.
Our shows are about mental health awareness, and I don't know if you really wrote that song meaning to be about mental health awareness, but we talk a lot about the things that are going on in the world and the people that are struggling, and a lot more struggling happens in the city than happens in the country because of,
it's fact.
we were called to spread out across the land, not live in hamster cages. Most people that live in the city don't have time for houseplants, which means that they're also probably not spending a lot of time outside, and they're suffering from oxygen deficiency.
Fact, that's true.
Go outside, touch grass, and
Amen.
take a trip to the country. If you ain't ever been to the country, there's tons of farms that have livestock that would love kids to come snuggle them, and don't do it without permission because, especially in the state of Texas, don't do that. But there are places that are set up for that kind of experience because it is something kids need to have and everybody needs to have. I know our end goal is to have 100-acre piece of property to where it's just about music and people who understand what living good is about.
Yeah.
We can all run and hide at our little oasis when we need to. Well, when you go out and perform live, what are some cover songs that you enjoyed doing?
Oh, my favorite covers, two top favorite covers of all time are Please Come to Boston, was a Dave Loggins song, and then Allman Brothers, Soul Shine, are two of my favorites. I don't really fall into any specific genre. If it's a good song that I like playing, that's what we're going to play.
So what does your playlist, what kind of variety is on your playlist then?
If we're talking about stuff that I'm listening to, it really looks like a playlist that belongs to about 6 different people. One of them likes to listen to gangster rap. One of them likes to listen to old like Miles Davis. And one of them likes country music and heavy metal. So
do you have any songs that you've started busting a rhyme in? Like
Oh, no.
Not yet?
No.
Not
Big,
yet.
Big Sexy don't freestyle.
All right. Well, we have Michelle Johnson also in the audience sitting here. We're going to have her come up and tell a little bit about her story. And then we have a comedy show starting soon at 8:30, y'all. Make sure you tune in, jokesandstrokes.com. You can catch that on TexasStateSongwriters.com and TexasFreeRadio.com/live, or find the little link. For some reason, it is not popping up as an actual video on our Facebook anymore, and we're not upset about that because we don't put our comedians into boxes, and so you never know what's going to happen in comedy. Michelle Johnson is making her way to the stage. She's got a three pieces of her band here with us tonight. She joined us in season 9 of our Texas State Songwriters Championship back in 2023. How have you been, Michelle?
Fantastic.
Absolutely amazing answer. How long have you been performing? I know we've ran through this before, but I'm sure there's new people watching.
Well, basically all my life with family, but I first started writing songs when my baby boy was born. So I think my first album actually came out in 2007. I would say I was probably performing several years before that. So we'll just go ahead and say the Michelle Johnson Band has officially been performing in 2007.
Since 2007, and you were Blonde Sabbath before that. So I remember seeing all these like news and press interviews when I was building your website. If you guys check it out, MichelleJohnsonBand.com, you'll be able to find those in her media section.
Blonde Sabbath is a tribute to Black Sabbath. And over the years, we've had different players come and go. At the moment, we're looking for a bass player. If anybody is, Sabbath worthy. But yes, the Blonde Sabbath has been really fun. I'm actually a metal girl at heart, but country music, country gospel was something that my family was real big on. So I started doing those kind of songs and writing these kind of songs when I was a kid.
And I know that your bands have been so diverse that we couldn't even pick out a genre to classify her as when we were labeling her site. So we just listed American band, I believe.
American rock band. And
Yes.
The country music that we do is not necessarily completely traditional. It's more of an alternative country, country rock. It a lot of times has a rock beat, but a country sound. So we're Texas music.
Yes, absolutely. And you do many more things, standing up there with that absolutely gorgeous hair. She has a hair salon, does hair in the DFW area. She's pretty well known around the Deep Ellum area. What's the name of your salon if they need their hair done and come check you out?
Well, my business is called Destination Focus. So Cindy's Salon Studio, and that's in Euless, actually, right by DFW on North Main.
Awesome. Well, we absolutely love you, and thank you for coming back out again to support what we're doing with our songwriters. It's been so amazing to see this thing grow over the last 2 years. Like, holy cow, you were there for the first ever one that I hosted, and I was running around like, I don't know what I'm doing. Somehow we managed to pack 28 songwriters in a room that's about this big, and we had nobody cry. Nobody cried. Normally there's like some sort of drama, especially when you're competing against each other. And everybody just had an absolutely amazing time. And that was a really, really long day because I think we started out at the barn at like 1 p.m. and then we got to Horace Hall around 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. And then we were there until 2 a.m. And then, everybody that won decided to have an after party until like 4 or 5 in the morning at the barn. It was absolutely beautiful. And it's just been so much to keep up with and such a blessing for so many people ever since. So do you want to pull your band back up there, the guys that are here, and play one song for us?
Sure. So we have Chris on the bass, and Keith on drums. And I think we're going to do one of the new tunes. I wrote this song several years ago, and actually this is one of the songs that I played for you. And I wrote it on this guitar. This guitar belonged to my dad. Rest in peace. But he was my first love, obviously, and my first memories of my father was him playing in the kitchen and doing some Peter, Paul, and Mary, and me jumping around and dancing around my dad. And so he was a big influence in my songwriting and just, basically, all my loves have played guitar. So that tells you. All right, sound man. The guitar. You need more guitar on a monitor. Check, check, check. A little more, please. A little more vocals or just guitar? Okay, thank you. All right, now check, sound check. All right, you guys ready? Oh, yay, I'm live. Clouds gray, thinking about all the things you said. Couldn't get a glimpse of my reality. Could only hear the winter in the wind. You've been on my mind. Some days long so cold. I'd like to get a few more days with you before it gets too cold. Lord willing, please don't rise. Lord willing, please don't rise. Lord willing, please don't rise. Always try to be your sunshine, as sure as there's summer flies, and the mountains seem to sweet lullaby, sweet lullaby. Breaking all Trees don't rise up here all night. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Texas Brew Radio.
What's the story behind that song?
Story behind that song. Well, I was coming back from Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I was just trying to get back to DFW, you know. I had the pedal to the metal, and I started humming the tune, you know, and I was trying to get back to my family, you know, and I was just like, you know, Lord willing, I'll be right on time, you know. I'll be home by dinner time.
Absolutely. Timing is everything. And like you said, Lord willing, we have that is a big part of it. We are looking forward to a great show tonight. We have Michelle Johnson and Nick Morgan hitting the stage again later, and our comedy will be starting right at 8:30. So check that out. We'll be back. Herbal Emporium has been promoting better health with herbs, vitamins, and minerals since 1999. They are your neighborhood Nature's Sunshine authorized distributor. We recommend always going natural first. Many ailments can be cured by having the proper vitamins and nutrients. They offer Juice Plus fruit and vegetable blend supplements, prenatal vitamins, electrolytes for the summer heat, antioxidants to keep you healthy, natural remedies for reducing stress, probiotics to keep your digestive system in check and help with immune function, herbal remedies for blood pressure issues, natural remedies for energy and stamina, natural weight management options, anxiety remedies, health tips, and more. Located at 3100 Seymour Highway, Suite 206, Wichita Falls, Texas, 940-322-3922, and that was Herbal Emporium.